Welcome back to Soul Food.
Hello everyone.
This episode is brought to you by friends and family at Soul. Thank you guys for tuning in and always listening. Our hopes and prayers is that our conversation will help you to be a better person. And please enjoy our curiosity live and what we are learning. And we hope that this platform, we can share some of our thoughts.
Yeah.
In our intro, babe, I said that I'm a curious kind of guy. And I am. And when it comes to difficult people, which is this week's topic, how do we handle difficult people? I'm really curious, right, sometimes, like, why people are so difficult. Why, babe? Why?
but then that term difficult is very subjective to each people. Let's define what kind of difficult people we are talking about.
I think before we continue anywhere on this episode, I think it's also very important to define where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Firstly, this is not to promote that everybody is a difficult person, because anyone listening to this will be like,
I think everybody is a difficult person to some extent.
Right, the moment,
especially if you are easily irritable, then everyone.
Right, that's one. The other one is if you don't have it your way. I think from my perspective, is like, we have to be very careful.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't have it your way or have the conversation your way, then that person is difficult.
Yeah. Or maybe you are the one who is difficult person.
Yeah, maybe you are the one that is difficult, right? But in reality, for a healthy person, not just you and I, but to our listeners out there, we will encounter difficult people. And it could be maybe you have explained yourself many times. It could have been, a conversation that you try to explain about the situation, the context, and the person maybe refuses to understand, for some reason. Or maybe that person is angry with you.
Okay.
We don't know, right? We don't know. But how to handle a difficult person.
The funny thing is every generations and every age group will meet that kind of difficult person.
Oh, yeah.
You know why I say this? Because the other day I was talking to our daughter, Ayla, and she's 8. She's in primary school right now, and she come home and she tell me about
I know
one
that friend.
of her friends. And it's not the first time. Sometimes when it's just only one time, maybe I told her, Ayla, maybe you take a look first. Maybe we don't like label someone so fast.
Yeah.
But it happens a lot
Labeling
of times.
her difficult, right? Yeah.
It happens a lot of times, and we also kind of heard about it from her grandparents, which mean that she actually expressed it to her grandparents also about this difficulty with her friendship. And we also heard from her tuition teacher, which means that she also communicated out. So which means that she really find this friendship difficult. Right. I mean, if you remember what happened is like she has a friend who,
as a dad, I want to get into the situation like, what are you doing to my daughter? Like, what are you doing,
for me,
right?
I'll just I want to tell her, just cut it off. Just don't friend with her. I want to be as easy as that, but
no.
we know that that's not the right way to go. I mean, we have to teach her healthy boundaries, but she's 8 years old. I know it's going to be very hard to teach her that. And then she sometimes will feel like, if I don't follow what she asked me to do, sometimes the friend asks her to do things that for her it doesn't make sense.
It seems forceful.
Yeah, can you don't friend this other person? And it's repeated, and then it's like if she is not following through, and then she will call her names and she will call her ugly or this and that, which we will ask her, do you feel you are ugly? Or no, I'm not. Oh, that's good, Ayla. You should know who you are, and then which we tell her. I mean, it's something that you can't. You always be in the same proximity with her, right? You are a schoolmate, right? I mean, the last thing I want as a mom, as a parent, is the moment my daughter going through a hard time or a hard friendship, and I remove her from that situation, and come on, I move you to another class, or I move you to another school. I mean, I also want her to learn how to handle this kind of situation, because in life you will always have to you will always have to face this kind of situation. You go to uni, you will have that difficult group mate who don't submit their work on time,
Yeah.
and you have to cover for that person. When you go to office, maybe you have a colleague who always stab you behind your back, talk about you, or like use you, so then they look good in front of the bosses. I don't know. I mean, in every walk of life, you will meet difficult person. So Ayla is 8 years old.
Yeah.
Right. Which
and you could be
it makes us
18 or 25.
right.
Yeah.
It also
you
makes us
still
to sit down and like, babe, what is healthy boundaries for the 8 years old? For this case, it's hard. Like she will be like, it's hard to forgive mom.
Yeah.
And she
we are really
know,
blessed with a daughter that is pretty aware.
Yeah, but she expressed how it is hard. Like if I forgive, am I giving in to what she wants? Like I know that one is I know that one will be easy for me, because if I do that, I have friends.
Yeah.
And I have friends because this difficult friend has another friend.
Yes.
So if she's not following what she wants, and then she will tell the other friends, don't friend Ayla. So she's like, but if I follow through, I'll be like that. But I don't feel it's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do that to my other friends.
And so
But
that's the whole focus of it, right?
Yeah, like it's so difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult. Like, what do you need to do? Like the
what do you
moment
need to
you
do?
meet a difficult person, should I cut it off? Should I just like
In an ideal world,
What?
just break off with a friend,
Right.
And like find new friends and start all over again.
Yeah.
But in
It's
reality,
easier
it's very
like that,
hard,
right?
But in reality, it's very hard because that friendship group, you have the dynamics. Some are good friends, some are bad friends. And maybe you all grew up together. There's a sentimental part that you all grew up from, like Ayla, from Tadika, and then now in primary school. Maybe for some of you from campus, now to the working life. Like wow, there are all these different dynamics involved in it. So how do we handle difficult people? And I think the first thing for me, I feel that we need to look into is to check ourselves.
Yeah.
I think the best posture to have is to check ourselves. At the end of the day, we don't want to carry this burden or this weight where we think that we are right all the time. Then at the end of the day, we are the difficult person as well. So this is a complex situation, but it doesn't have to be complicated. So I think one of the points is to actually stay calm and composed, which Ayla is doing very well.
Yeah.
I'm just really amazed, and I learn from Ayla. You know what I mean? Like in that situation, I asked Ayla, so how do you feel about it? Actually, Papa, it's okay lah. I just know that it's wrong, and I just continue to friend the other person.
Yeah.
And then this friend who actually tell her to don't friend this other friend, she gets really annoyed. Like, why Ayla is not listening to me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I like in that process, because Ayla stayed calm and focused and composed, she know what she needed to do. She actually win the respect of the other friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
She win the respect of the other friends, and the other friends realize that Ayla actually stood up for something right. And I tell you, babe, when I learn of that, I'm like, oh my gosh, how many times, when I was younger, I would choose the easy way out. Because I don't know about you, babe. Maybe it's a Malaysian thing. I don't know.
It's not. I used to. I mean, like it's always easier to just cut those people off.
Right?
Like just ghost them.
No, but no.
Like,
what I mean is not cut
easier.
these people off. What I mean is like have you experienced friends who have, like, for example, like Kat is here, right? And maybe I'm not happy with Kat. Like, babe, today onwards we don't friend Kat. Okay, for 24 hours we are not friends with Kat anymore. And then because you're caught in between like this, like, what? I love Daniel, but Kat is my friend too. But because you want to appease me, and then you're like, okay, we don't friend Kat.
Well, the old me, I mentioned before in the other episode about people pleaser.
Yeah.
The old me, I will just follow through.
Oh, babe, you're so bad, babe.
I was the kind of friend that if my best friend don't like this person, I'll be like that. But
Yeah.
I'm different now. Okay?
Oh man, I know it's so stupid. But this gesture, I'm so sorry if it's a bad gesture in your country of origin, but this gesture in Malaysia, in a Chinese vernacular school, this means I don't want to friend you anymore. Do you do this in Indonesia?
I don't remember.
Kat, you do this, right? Like this, like I don't want to friend you anymore. And to be extreme, you cross 2. I don't want to friend you 2 times.
What?
Babe, I've been in stupid arguments where I do like 4 at the same time to a friend. Kat, have you done it before, Kat?
I didn't even do that.
Oh, Kat is nodding her head. and all because I didn't want to handle this difficult person.
Yeah.
I gave in and like we said, you said, sorry, people please, right?
Yeah. But that's just one of a type of of a difficult person.
Yeah.
I remember, right? I meet some people who I find for me is a difficult people when they constantly complain. I don't know if you have a friend who is a constant complainer.
Yeah.
Like everything is bad. Everyone is bad.
Yeah.
Everyone they meet is bad. Everyone they meet is like bad to her or him. I don't know if you meet like that
Get
or not.
that negative vibe away from me.
So that I'm like repeatedly saying, not everyone is there to get you, like that kind.
Yeah, I mean, to sidetrack a little bit for that, I mean, for that person, maybe he or she could have experienced like bad friendship in the past.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that I realized, that most difficult people are
Hurt.
a kind of person who actually need love the most.
Yeah.
But most of the time they don't realize it, or their ego is too high.
Which actually one of my points is, do we actually empathize with a person who is difficult? Like to sit in that emotion with them. And actually, if you have the opportunity to ask a very real question to that friend who is difficult, like, actually, is everything okay?
Yeah.
I find this. And of course, if your friend is not ready, he or she may, just kind of like be angry or pivot away from that conversation. But if he or she, after you confront them, is ready to talk about it, you might be surprised that as you empathize, your friendship actually grows stronger. I mean, take like a very simple case. We've been using Ayla a lot, right? I realize when Ayla complains about this particular friend, she empathizes her. She'll be like, oh, but I guess, things are not doing well in her family.
Yeah.
Oh, I think maybe, this person misses their parents. Parents are a bit busy, so maybe they could be. I'm like, where's Ayla from? Like, she's only 8 years old. Why is she thinking like
I
that?
think she's really good with her emotional.
And yeah, it's a tremendous reminder for me that when a person is going through, and when I look back at my life, dealing with some difficult people in my life, I wish that I could have calmed down and actually empathize with them.
Yeah.
Because fast forward, maybe a year later, then you hear stories, and come on lah, in the reality of life, you don't want to be involved in a gossip, but suddenly this gossip will come to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? But again, gossip is bad, right? But the conversation comes in from other friends. Hey, this person that you're angry with,
Yeah.
actually, this person was going through a divorce. Actually, this person was going through a breakup. Then you're like, I
think maybe
wonder.
when we were younger, we don't really understand that. But now, as a pastor, we meet people from different walk of life.
Don't say that as a pastor, babe. It's like we have to work extra harder, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we meet these different kind of people with different kind of problems. Like I said just now, like a constant complainer. We meet that kind of person. Like whenever we meet, is that, and we actually want them to open up to us.
Yeah.
Right. But can't deny that in the end of the conversation, if we are not careful, we are drained.
Yeah.
It's just drain our energy and leaves us also negative,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But for us, we learn to empathize. The moment you empathize, actually it freed you as well. For you not to like carry this problem everywhere with you.
Yeah.
On your shoulder. I mean, you empathize, you feel the feeling, what they're feeling. You are there for them. You pray with them. You pray for them.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't affect how you are with your day.
Yeah.
Right? So I think we handle it better nowadays.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with age, but I have to be honest. Sometimes it's difficult for me as well.
Yeah,
it's still difficult. I have to learn to compose myself. I have to learn how to compose myself, and just breathe and get into that empathy mode. To think actually what is that person going through?
Yeah.
Why he or she is reacting this way? Why is it that for us in a leadership position, maybe we are guiding and we are teaching, and then we're like, hey, why he or she is maybe not paying attention or listening to some of the advices that we are giving, and I'm learning to be a better leader each day, to also learn how to empathize. Like, okay, maybe this person is going through a hard time. And then sure enough, when you talk to them, you probe a little further, he or she actually, Pastor, I'm going through a tough time, And so, yes, for those of you who are listening, if you're a leader, then maybe this may apply to you. But babe, what happens if you are not a leader, but your friendship group and all of that, right? What do you do? What do you do in those situations? So we learn to compose ourselves, learn to empathize. What else can we do, babe?
Well, I remember one of your our content in social media when we talk about when you give advice to someone, and then they still get back to that toxic friend
relationship, right?
I don't know. I think we have to have some patience. Like other than we empathize, other than we be calm, and then we don't think negatively, like this person is there to drain my energy. I don't think usually, right? Most of the time, those difficult people that we are mentioning, they are not like there purposely to drain your energy or to make your life difficult. Usually it's not. It's just because they are too focused on their problem and they are not aware of their surroundings and how it's affecting people. So, but most of the time, I don't think they're actually purposely there to get you.
Yeah.
You see? So, I think we just have to be patient.
Oh, that's
with
so
them.
good. Yeah.
Like,
I love it. Assuming the best, basically,
Yes.
the scenarios and the people that are giving you the difficult moment or the conversation.
Like, I believe that change also doesn't come instantly.
Yeah.
Like, like in a blink like that. I think real change takes time.
Yes, it does.
So if you are there with your friend and then you wanna help them out of that, difficult thought. I mean, like in a where they are like swimming in the they think that everybody is not good to me. My life is like this, and then you always complain. You want to bring them out of it. You are journeying with them. We have to be patient.
Yeah.
I think patience is one of the key to deal with difficult people.
Assume the best and patience. That's very good, babe. As you're talking about this, what came to my head is sometimes, we will encounter people who are like really, really difficult. And it feels like there's no way out. Another thing that is very, very important is actually a right group of people around us, a community. And this is something that I tell frequently to our leaders and the people in our community, where it's a fine line, but gossip begins when there's no solution. Gossip begins when there's no solution. So it's okay to talk about a person. Like if I'm not okay with Kat, I can talk to you about it. But can you imagine talking about Kat for the past 1 year? That is blatant gossip. But if you talk about let's say, for example, let's take Kat, for example. I have a problem with Kat. I'm talking to you about her and all. As a good friend, we should encourage, like, okay, thanks for sharing this and thanks for trusting me with this information. What's next? What do you plan to do? Because telling is one thing, talking about it is one thing, venting it out is one thing, ranting it out is also another thing. But what's next? Where are you going to go from here? You don't want to just pour out your heart and then end up being the difficult person. So maybe Kat, I may experience this difficulty from Kat, but at the end of the day, I'm also being difficult to her because there's no solution in this process. So I think really having the right group of people around, somebody you can trust and talk to about it is so, so important. But again, I think the context is also to assume the best. I love what you said, babe, that, I don't think people are out there to attack you. They are dealing with their own hurt. They are dealing with their own pain. And if we could just practice empathy, just to sit in an emotion and know what's going on with that person, you begin to discover and actually be a good friend in the end, to help them. And I think another point... Oh, sorry, babe, you're saying?
Yeah, the thing is we have to know also, like setting boundaries is not the same with cutting people off. That there is a way to set healthy boundaries. Sometimes we feel that this friend, they're a bit weird, and then we straight away
Cancel them.
Cancel them. Just, I mean, like nowadays the cancel culture is like
so strong, right?
Right, especially like in Korean culture. Like I like watching Korean drama.
Oh, so you know
like
Korean culture very well now, huh?
No, but like I mean, not just Korean,
I'm
even
sorry,
Indonesian.
I'm just kidding, yeah.
Like the moment you find out that this person is like this or that, then you just cancel them off. You block them. You don't have to, see their content anymore. I mean, in friendship also, I realized that a lot of people doing that. Even when I was young, when I find out that red flag, and then you just straight away cut them off, just cancel them. But setting healthy boundaries is different.
Yes.
There's a way that we can build healthy boundaries. Because I mean, how to say, setting boundaries, right, is not, you're not pushing them out of your,
Okay.
I mean, like, because most of the time the situation is you are in the same proximity
Yes.
with that person, right? Setting healthy boundaries will be better than you canceling, because you always see that person, or else you will be the one who is imprisoned by
So
that,
what you're trying
by
to
those
say is
feeling.
not to just eliminate that person out of your life.
Yeah.
Like just kick them out, cancel them off, but actually to set some boundaries, limit the contact.
Yes, we can actually love that person without losing yourself. But love in a way that, like maybe some friendship, maybe you love in from
Babe,
distance
that's such a good thing. Can you elaborate on that? What do you say again? Love
without losing
love
yourself.
without losing yourself.
Yeah.
Please
Like for
elaborate on that,
example, our daughter, right,
Okay.
have a friend who always like tell her, don't friend with this person, don't friend with that person.
Right.
And she asked me like what to do. Do you love your friends? She said, yeah, I do. I don't want to lose the friendship. Okay, but you have to love her differently then, Loving her doesn't mean that you have to follow everything that she do.
Right.
That she will ask you to do. You have to know what is good and what is not good. When you feel that, these things is not right and it's tickling your values, right?
Yeah.
What you
Your
believe is right.
conscience, yeah.
So you should really take a step back and think, And there is love also means that you confront this person.
Yeah.
I know you're scared of losing this friendship and you love your friend, but love and setting boundaries, right, means that you go to her and tell her, hey, I don't think it's the right thing to do. And then I don't think I'm going to follow you do that, but I love you and I still want to be your friend. And then in the end of the day, it's really up to them. They want to talk bad about you.
They want to be friends with you.
I think it helps. Setting healthy boundaries is help if you know who you are.
Yeah.
As well, I mean, the moment you scared that, oh man, the moment I do this, this friend is going to talk bad about me to every friend. I'm not going to have any friends anymore. Like you say, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
Right?
I think also, right, this leads to the fear of being alone, the fear of not
being rejected.
I wanted to say the fear of not being in a group, like not welcome in a group. Can you imagine if everyone in a group is toxic, right?
Yeah.
And that's like your only group of friends, and then you stand up for what is right, and then they reject you. That will be another big issue and problem. So again, we stand for healthy relationships. We stand for good friendships, good people around us. But I like what you say, babe. I think it's to love without losing yourself.
Yeah.
To confront, to learn how to confront healthily. Like, we don't want to teach Ayla to just confront, like, hey, you shut up, That's the wrong thing to say. My daddy said, oh man, that's to be the worst thing, you know what I mean? But actually to be kind, to empathize, and to learn how to use the right words, even. How to handle difficult people.
Yeah.
It is hard. It is hard.
It's hard. Like, theoretically, it sounds easy, right?
Yep.
Like what I say just now, setting healthy boundaries happens to me like at workplace. Like I have some colleagues who maybe misunderstood my intention or take what I say out of context.
Yeah.
And then it caused like a stirring in a group of our friendship with a colleague. And then I try to explain. I like to confront. I mean, like what I've been taught is confrontation and communication is always better than just like leaving it under the carpet, Then I confront. But after I confront, sometimes you expect after you confront everything is all right, right? Other people is going to accept it or understand you right away. But it's not always the case.
No.
So in my case, right, it seems okay. It seems like okay, all good already. But we know that there's something changed.
Yeah.
So this is something that we can't change.
Yeah.
We can't control.
Yeah.
So I think it really helped to learn to know there are certain things that we can't control and we can't change.
And that's
and
where
we have to be at peace with that.
And that's where faith comes into play.
Yeah.
Like for us, faith is such a big part in helping us to difficult. What am I saying? Blah, blah, blah. Faith is such a big part in helping us handle difficult people in difficult situations. Faith has been something that has helped us to come back again, to put ourselves in the right posture. And I always find that, having faith and believe in God, that there's some things beyond our control. Because at the end of the day, the only person that we can improve is ourselves.
Yeah.
I cannot change you.
Yeah.
I cannot force you to change. But I can force myself to change. I can implement new habits in my life. I can implement new things.
Yeah.
And I find that most of the time, what's most effective in handling difficult people is really faith. I really thank God that during those moments, I could just, okay, God, help me. And take a breather.
But it's hard. I remember feeling, oh no, people misunderstood me. Oh no, they think bad about me.
Yeah.
At first,
I remember you shared
have.
that you have this fear of what people might think about you. And people not liking you.
So I'm like, but my intention is not that. I don't have a bad intention at all. But people take it that way. And sometimes when people are already offended, you cannot take back. You see? So it was really not easy inside.
Yeah.
So like you said, faith is very important. Like at that point of time, I'm like, okay, God, I can't change people's mind. I can't change how they think about me. But now I can change me. I can be more careful with what I say. I mean, even it's not my intention, to say or to inflict anything bad to other people. But I learned from that I can be more careful, so I can actually have a better relationship, better friendship next time.
Yes.
Right?
For sure.
So that's how I deal with difficult people. I mean, like, babe, like all these years we are together, we meet a lot of different kind of difficult people.
Yeah.
Right. But I have a question. Have you ever ghosted someone because they were too difficult?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I did. And
until now, you're still like, they're still not in your life, or?
No, I wish I could turn back the time and maybe have a healthy argument with the disagreements that we may have. And I found that person difficult. I felt that this person also felt I am difficult, But I kind of ghosted the situation.
Yeah.
I kind of ghosted that friend. And I wish I could turn back time to, handle this. And I like what you say. Theoretically, it sounds very easy, all these different steps. But I think for today's episode, we just want to really bring that awareness that in the reality of life, we are going to deal with difficult people.
Yeah.
But we just don't want you to be the difficult person.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we don't want you to be a difficult person. We also don't want us to be a difficult person. But if we think back, if you think back, have you ever experienced someone actually set boundaries with you? Which means the other person feel that you are a difficult person. And I wonder, how do you feel when someone actually set boundaries?
That person is my wife.
Huh?
That person is my wife.
When?
She has done it very, very well. I think for both of us in our relationship, babe, let's be honest with our listeners, right? There are times where I find that you are difficult. There are times that you find that I'm difficult. And I think what works best for us is that we always fight for us.
Yeah.
We believe that this marriage that we have, this relationship that we have is worth fighting for. And so that's why we set aside our ego. And then we come together very constructively. Okay, now's not the best time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's cool down and talk about it tomorrow. And then the next day we talk about it and we realize, it escalated again. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take another day to chill. And usually by day 3, day 4, we're okay. I think one of my unhealthy traits back then is we learned this in our marriage course with Alpha. Shout out to Alpha. That I am a hedgehog. Whenever it comes to fights and all, I would just keep quiet. But you are known as a rhino. where you would just barge in and you
You're
want
not
to
just keep quiet. That keep quiet thing is prickly.
Yeah, I just keep
the
quiet.
action is purposely prickling.
I just keep quiet, and I know
Hedgehog has a prickly.
the more quiet I am, I know it drives you crazy, and you want to find solution and all. And I think what works for us, handling each other's difficulty, again, is checking ourselves. And then, of course, ultimately saying sorry to one another and calm down. And then we talk about it. And then we find a solution that works best for both of us.
Yeah.
I think one thing I learned in our marriage is that there are times that some of these values, some of the thought processes that you and I hold very dearly, we're still learning to debunk it. We've been together 15 years. We're entering our 10th year of marriage next year. I'm still discovering a lot of things about you, as you are discovering a lot of things about me. And if we can be very, very honest, we are the most difficult person for each other, at times. But I thank God. I really thank God. That's why I mean it when I say I really thank God. There are situations and times where I'm like, God, I just don't know how to talk to Caroline anymore. She's so difficult. What am I gonna do? And I know you also pray the same thing.
Yeah.
God, Dan is an idiot. Help me, God. Help him see. Help him be a better man.
Yeah.
But
in the context of marriage, we can't run away from each other.
Oh yeah.
About it, right?
Yeah.
Like when it happens, when I feel that you are difficult. I mentioned before in our previous episode of podcast, I said that I will tell God, okay, God, give me courage to confront my husband. Then I will confront you.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times, actually, it's not just me to him. It's actually likewise, vice versa. He also sometimes he tried to get a message across to me and I don't get it. So I try to confront him and then you don't get it.
Yeah.
You still don't get it. And that time, usually, I feel sad, but in my prayer, I'll tell God that, God, if it's me, that my mindset can be better, you help me to alter it, Give me courage to accept that I'm not right.
Yeah.
But if it's him, Lord,
Ooh.
talk to him. Through whoever. Through his friend also can, through his leaders also can, through his mentor also can, through a song, I don't care,
that is the prayer of someone who is going through a lot.
Through a sermon also can. And there are actually some occasions, there are actually a few of them.
Oh man!
That even after a few years or after like a few weeks, then you came to me and you're like, yeah, I shouldn't think like that. Yeah. I should know better.
Yeah.
Then so usually normally I leave it to God on that. I think it gives me a lot of peace.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why we say faith is such a big part.
But on certain relationship, right? Not husband and wife.
Yeah.
Difficult people. I remember people setting boundaries with me. I think I must be the for them to do that. I must be a difficult person for that person. So to think about it, how I feel, to evaluate my feelings about that, I feel sad. Of course, I feel sad because some of it is a healthy kind of boundaries, but some of it is not.
Yeah.
Like when you just, I don't have a lot of that, but I can remember like one or two. Like one of it is like, there's no explanation.
Right.
They just like cut off. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel like, oh, you're not giving me a chance to be a better person.
Yeah.
If you will have confront me, I might not understand at that point of time, but I know that you believe in me. You know that I can be a better person. Yeah. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's also how I actually treat difficult person right now. I don't straight away cancel them.
Yeah.
I will, because that's not how I wanted to be treated.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
we are not meant to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
But what we both agree, and when we talk about this, is that at least we give it a try, give it an opportunity to, hey, can it heal?
Yeah.
Can we be better friends? And if you have done your best, you have gone through some of these steps that we have shared with you today. Hey, and if there's still no changes,
unless
then
that other person inflicting something bad to you or harming you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So I think really
even emotional harm.
Wisdom is so important in this process. I think you don't do this alone. having the right people around you, empathize with them. But if you know that it's a very toxic situation, then please end that friendship, end that relationship.
If that person is always like, what do you call that? Topper, upper, one upper. The one upper person.
Meaning?
Like when you talk about your problem, then I want to talk about my problem is more than you. The kind of people who always demean you.
Oh, that's a very bad habit of a friend.
What you're going through is lesser than what I'm going through. Nothing compared to me. Or people who always talk down, look down on you. I think it's also not healthy that you always
that
be in
that actually is another topic altogether about listening, right, as a friend. Oh my gosh. But if you are struggling with this and you know that it's a complex or maybe complicated situation, DM us, email us, and we will love to connect with you. But that's all we have for this episode. And our prayer is that you'll be able to handle difficult people. Take care.